All right. And finally, kind of something fun to end. Regardless of the job or the profession, we all have little annoyances that can pop up and can really ruin our days. And marketing is no different. Sometimes these little things are caused by issues or flaws in the stuff that we use. Sometimes it's caused by bad design. Guys, what's one little issue that randomly shows up and can just ruin your day as a marketer? Ian, let's start with you. What's something that just can ruin your day?
I think across all the many channels that we use and things, it's very common for organizations and companies that own and manage these tools to change things without warning. And I think that can be when you've done something 1,000 times one way and then you log in and find that it doesn't work that way anymore and you have to learn the new way right now, and it inevitably will happen at a time where you're trying to do something very quickly before you move on to something else, or it's urgent or whatever. So yeah, in particular, Brian, we've had many discussions about the transition from Meta Business Manager to Meta Business Suite, and the fact that that transition doesn't appear to be fully complete yet after many years. They still have both of them live, and some features are in one and some features are in the other. So little things.
Trying to explain to clients to get to Business Manager and not Business Suite is probably the bane of my existence. So like, I can't see anything in there. I'm like, well, you're probably in the wrong section. Let's just meet on this, because it's not intuitive at all anymore. Now it's just a mess, and you click the same kind of buttons to expect different results. It's just, God.
Then the buttons, they change names. Yeah. So then you go in there thinking you know what you're doing, and it's like, oh boy, they changed what the buttons are called now.
So it's really how that back end looks. Like, you have to keep clicking until you're like, okay, I'm in the right space. I know.
Yeah. I'll let you in on a little secret. The reason Ian and I don't have hair anymore. Meta. Right here. Right here.
I just put my hands casually through my hair.
Well, you should work more with Meta. It saves you a lot of money on hair care products. But Ian, I agree. Yeah. Every time somebody says I have a problem with Meta Business Suite, Business Manager, whatever the case may be, I just run and hide because I don't want to deal with it. Yeah. Duncan, what about you? What's a headache?
Google support. Maybe a couple years ago, they used to have a phone-in support, and then COVID happened and they turned off all of the phone supports. So you can't call into Google Ads anymore. Then they had a chat option, so you could chat to someone live. That has gone away as well. So now the only real option that I've at least seen available is email, which takes 3 to 4 days for them to respond. And it is generally canned responses without any details. So you go to them with a specific problem, asking for how to fix this, and they will send you like a link to their support article about, business practices or Google Ads policies. And you're like, this is so maddeningly unhelpful that you have to have about 3 or 4 of these back and forths that, of course, take 2 to 3 days each time to hear back from them to get any sort of response. And most times, and I will say this, most times, the people that are answering the questions don't even know what they're talking about. So we've had many instances, and can you tell that I am a little frustrated? I think you might.
I can't tell at all, Duncan. Continue.
We've had many instances where we had relatively simple questions that they blew out of proportion, or they don't understand how it works, or that they don't recognize that we've ran these ads in the past, and now all of a sudden we require some special certification. But no, we don't have the right certification because they changed their rules, or they don't understand how Canadian laws work, or whatever it may be. I'm up to here, as you can probably tell, with Google support. If I have to talk to them, it ruins my day.
Wow.
No matter, and honestly, and the other part of that is they call me constantly to try and get changes made to ad accounts, but it's always the same things that they want changed. And the main goal of their purpose of their call is, can you spend more? And I find it quite infuriating when I'm in charge of managing budgets. I find it quite infuriating when the recommendations are literally the basic ones that I've already chosen not to apply. So I see it more as a waste of my time. So every single time that I waste my time, I get angry, and Google is generally the people that do that for me. And I still have to use them every day. But there you go. I'm done. I've done my rant. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk.
Great job, Duncan. Thank you for ranting on Google. And I know there's all sorts of rumors about how the YouTube algorithm works. I can't imagine going off on Google support for 2 minutes is going to help how this video ranks. So we'll see.
Well, we'll find out.
We'll find out.
Maybe he does well on TikTok then.
Okay. Well, I'm going to ruin that right now with my headache.
Oh no.
TikTok, when you put a video up on TikTok, sometimes within the first, we're talking minute and a half, you might all of a sudden see a little red banner come up when you look at the analytics, and it says that this video is ineligible for the For You feed. Now, obviously, when you're ineligible for the For You feed, you can't expect to get any sort of traction right away, because that's basically how the whole thing works. The problem is the reasoning behind why this video is ineligible for the For You feed never aligns with what the video is actually about. Now, I understand if I go and put up a video that is, derogatory in nature, or it's telling people to hurt themselves or anything like that, okay, I get it. That shouldn't go on the For You feed. But when we have a video, just one from the other day, we put up a cool video of a local artist who built the mural inside of our boardroom. It says "Think, Do, Teach," and we use it on social sometimes. A really cool time-lapse video of him making this, turning a white wall into this beautiful mural. So we have a video about that. We put it up on TikTok, and immediately it was deemed ineligible for the For You feed, because it's low-quality content, QR-generated content, or QR code content. It's using GIFs instead of real video. None of that. You can appeal it all you want. It's probably going to come back that it's still ineligible. I just wish there was some consistency there in terms of, have a look. And you know what? If it gets picked up automatically from the start, that's fine. Then we appeal it and somebody actually looks at it again and goes, yeah, you know what? That was a mistake. We're all good. It's not the way it works, unfortunately, a lot of times. So that's one that gives me a lot of headaches, but not a headache as big as the one that Ian brought up right off the start, which is just, you can get lost in the meta rabbit hole for years if you'll let it. So there you go. And those are just the tip of the iceberg. Duncan, we'll have another video where you can go off on Google support again, and kind of get all your grievances in line. Maybe we can do something around Christmas where you line up all your grievances.
Frankly,
but we'll stop.
Google sees it, because they're not doing the people that are helping drive their business forward any favors.
I'll put your phone number in the caption of the video, the description of the video, so they can reach directly out to you. I think that's probably the best option.